Hello, hello, hello. What's up, guys? It's your friend Beanie back with an update on my crappy dentures. Let me take my glasses off. First, I'm going to just say, y'all pray for your friend. Okay, pray for your friend Beanie. I need all the prayers. Give me them prayer warriors. Lay your hands on me. Going to Aspen is exacerbating. And because it has been always an exacerbating experience for me, I really put a lot of effort into being like still. Like, I try not to be reactionary. I try not to just be my normal infused, like loud, boisterous, no. I tone everything down. I try to be still in the water because my blood pressure gets so high going to this place. And today was no exception. So, where we left off is I had left them a message on Friday. I've only ever had them follow up to a message left on the answering machine one time where they've actually called me back. I did not see the office manager that was there a few months ago, so I'm assuming he's probably gone. I didn't really recognize anybody except the one dentist. I do know that they rotate the hygienists, so they don't have a fixed hygienist in that location. So they never called me back on Monday. I was super busy Monday, super busy Tuesday. But I did call them myself Monday afternoon, and I said, listen, I left a message, tell the whole thing. So the girl wants to schedule me for like next week. I said, young lady, now you know, that's how you know this girl is old. Like, I'm referring to kids like young lady. Like, I'm an old broad, like, for sure. So I said, young lady, I can't wait a week to get this fixed. Like, I am so grateful that it is not one of the front teeth like the other 5 have been. But, it's cutting the side of my tongue. So she offered me like a Thursday or Friday appointment. I said, sweetheart, I can't do Thursday or Friday because of the industry that I'm in. And I have 2 doctor's appointments that I've been on a wait list for 2 months. Can't lose those appointments. Then she was like, after we go around and round, then she's like, well, you can come in Wednesday at 8. Why didn't you just offer that to me from the beginning? And then she was like, we're going to put you in. I can't remember what she said the appointment was, but I questioned her and I was like, no, this is a repair. Normally I come in, I hand you over the denture and the tooth and you tell me to come back for it. And she said, well, we're going to have Doc look at it. She didn't even look at my account or whatever. But I said, okay, well, I said, just the other thing is I'm going to mention is that the last time I was there, the dentist said, next tooth that it happens to, you're going to remake the bottoms. But, I don't know if you guys made any notes, blah, blah, blah. I get there today, have to wait to be let in. I did not have to wait long in the waiting room, and I wish I had my phone out, but I couldn't because I did, but I was working because sometimes I'd like to be undercover Inspector Gadget when I go in there. There was 2 gentlemen that came in. Each were their own individual patients. And both of them had broken teeth that actually broke right down the middle. And when the one is commiserating with the other, because they both came in pissed, like they had attitudes. I was like, oh my God, I got to record this. But I couldn't because I had to work. And I'm trying to be nosy and listen, So I was trying to hear if they were talking about dentures because the one guy said, this is the second time I've had a tooth split right in half. Right in half. And I'm like, oh. No, he said, this is the second time I've had one break in half. So I thought he was talking about his dentures. And then he was telling the guy, all I did was bite into a pickle. He goes, I bit into a pickle. He goes, your tooth shouldn't break when you bite into a pickle. So I was able to suss out that they were talking about natural teeth, but that they both had work done at Aspen And I don't know what kind of work they had, whether they had caps or cavities filled, like, I don't know. But the other guy sitting next to him, he was like, you think that's bad? He goes, I just spent $3,000 to have this work done here on the side of my mouth and for my tooth to break. And he goes, now all that work is down the drain. So his sounded like it was maybe a bridge. And then, they put a post in. I don't know what their drama was, but they were pissed. And then so the skinny guy, he was like, I have to come an hour to come back to this place. He goes, this is one of the worst places. He goes, I would never tell people to come here. He goes, and if this wasn't an insurance issue, like, he was going ham. And I was like, oh. I was like, see, it's not just the denture people that had the issues at the Aspen. But I got called back pretty quickly. I got this hygienist. It wasn't the same lady I had before who I loved. This lady was a nut. She was cuckoo for cocoa. Like, she was like, she wasn't right, She's like, okay, so why are you here? Okay, well, it doesn't tell you. I said, well, this is the 6th tooth that has broken from the set of dentures, so I need to have it fixed and then see if we're just gonna roll the dice and let it go, or if you guys are gonna replace the denture. And at first she's like nice, and I had my work laptop with me because I didn't know how long I was gonna be waiting. So I have to work in the mornings. Like, I have to work. So I had to put my laptop on her counter. She's like, well, what do you do? And I told her what I do for a living. And I said, mornings are very busy for me. I said, I can do some work from my phone, but there's things that I cannot do from my phone. So, I bring my laptop with me. And so she's asking me about that. And then she goes, okay, well, let me go talk to the dentist. So she goes and talks to the dentist. I guess they look into my file. And she comes back. She says, okay, so we're not going to fix your tooth, the broken tooth. And I was like, why not? And she said, well, the dentist said, we're just going to remake the bottom denture. So we're not going to replace it. We're going to make you new dentures. And then, she mentioned a couple of times about giving them these. I'm like, you can have them. They no good. What do you think? I want to hoard them? I don't care. So she said, can you leave your dentures, these dentures, with us for like an hour and a half, and we're going to make a mold off of those dentures, and then you can come back and get them, or we'll start off with a bottom mold. But she goes, if you just let us keep these teeth for an hour and a half, it'll be a faster process. And I said, well, I can't do that because I didn't bring a plug for my computer. If I would have known that, because I live too far away. And this is what I told her. I said, I live too far away. I said, I live like 45 minutes away. I mean, had I known that you were going to need me to leave them, I would have brought my plug and set up shop at Starbucks and worked in Starbucks and then came back. I say, it's just too far. And I said, and I have to work. So she got a little pissy with me. She goes, that's fine. That's fine. I'm like, oh my God, lady, relax yourself. Like, you don't understand. My anxiety is already up. Here's where things kind of went a little south. Well, first of all, the tray that she put in my mouth was so big. Like, that tray did not fit in my little mouth to do the impression. But then she asked for my uppers, and then she was starting to talk about the teeth. And she said, well, so what color do you want on your bottoms? And I said, what do you mean, what color do I want on my bottoms? I said, whatever. I said, the color that went with the top. And she says, well, I see that you were P59 and these are clearly not P59, so I think you're closer to this. And I said, ma'am, I don't know what you're talking about, P59. She grabs this fan thing, whips it in front of me. She goes, you see this here? This is what it says that your original teeth were, and that you now have these ones. And I said, and she goes, so I need you to pick. Do you want this or this? Like, so she's looking at the bleach shades. And I said, I don't know why you're asking me this. What I can tell you is that I purchased the bleach shades and I picked the middle bleach shade. She goes, well, that's what's here is not clearly the middle. It's not. And she was like so exacerbated. And I'm like, I don't know. Is it like maybe maybe the dentist said, oh God, it's her. And then she immediately got ramped. I don't know. But she's like insisting that I pick a color. And I said, ma'am, I don't understand why you're asking me to pick a color. I just had these tops made. Does it not say in your file what teeth I have? And she says, well, it says this. And I said, ma'am, you're looking at the immediates. P59 is at the far end. That's an immediate denture. She goes, you have classic dentures, ma'am. You have classic dentures. And we, because of all these problems you've been having, we upgraded you. But you have the classic denture and you have the classic teeth. And I said, oh, no, ma'am. Oh, no. Oh, no, no, no. So now I'm getting excited because this broad clearly doesn't know what she's talking about. And I said, no, ma'am, I don't. And she was like, I'm telling you, I'm going to go talk to the dentist. So she goes and she leaves. She's gone for a good 5 minutes. She comes back. She goes, he's going to come in and talk to you because I'm trying to help you. And all you need to do is pick your tooth color. And I said, ma'am, I don't know why you're getting excited. I really I'm discombobulated right now that you're asking me to pick a tooth color when you should just clearly be going by what's in my file. So now Dr. B came in and he's all ramped up already. Like he's thinking I'm being difficult. You guys, I promise you, like I am not being difficult. I go in there so quiet and I say nothing because these people are nuts. So he was like, well, what's the problem? I said, well, Dr. B, I'm trying to figure out what the problem is. She's asking me to pick my tooth color, telling me that I have classic dentures. I don't have classic dentures. I paid $8,000 for Comfy Lights. And I said, so is she telling me that when you guys remade my tops, you didn't remake them as Comfy Lights? Like you remade them as classics? I was like, because then I should have gotten a refund. And now he's like, well, you know, your file has a lot of stuff in here. Yeah, well, you know what? That's not a me problem. That's a you problem. That is, you guys have an issue with your product. So I have to come back. That creates larger files. That's not having anything to do with me. Read what's there and familiarize yourself. So he says, well, you know, you got to match the tooth. I said, Dr. B, she came to me and asked me to pick my tooth color. I asked her, why am I being asked to pick my tooth color when you guys just remade my dentures? And seeing that in the folder, if you can see that I had just had my dentures made, then you should see what product was used. I said, I'm not following. I said, I don't know if she's just not knowing what she's reading. I said, but I'm getting confused now. So he grabs my teeth and he steps away, and then he ends up coming back with like another sample of something, and then he tells her she has P2. Like that's what she has. She has P2. And then, then it all settles down. And so then he basically says, they are in fact not going to fix this, which, I mean, it's fine. It's in the back. It does sort of, though, because it's so smooth, like the crevice is so smooth, it feels like when I got my teeth extracted, like that feeling. So yeah, it was nuts. So he said, no, we're not going to fix them. We're just going to remake your dentures. I didn't even bother asking them, like, does my warranty now start from the new denture, or is it just a continuation of the original purchase? I don't even care. I don't care. Like, the less interaction that I have with the Aspen Dental people, the better my mental health is, because they just don't got it going. Like, I hate to even fault the dentist to a certain extent, because this was not the original dentist of when I first started getting my teeth done. I mean, he was there for the permanence on, but that place is such a madhouse. They are so overbooked and so understaffed, and the rotating staff. See, that's a problem too. When you have staff that's constantly floating from different store to different store, it's hard to get a rhythm with working with those people, like, because every place is different slightly or whatever. They just seem stretched to the max. Like I said, this lady couldn't even read the file properly. And like, she was in my face. She was like, well, it says, P59. And then when she said, well, you have, no, ma'am, you have classic dentures. And because of all these problems you had, we upgraded you as a courtesy to Comfy Lights. I said, oh, no, ma'am. Nope. That's where your friend Beanie lost her noodle. I just said, oh, no. $8,000 is not a free upgrade for Beanie. Now I'm scared that these are not like Comfy Lights. Are they not Comfy Lights? But I couldn't even ask Dr. B because she kept pulling him out of a procedure because she couldn't handle herself. It was so insane, you guys. It was so insane. And I went in like with zero expectations. Like, that's what I have to do now when I go into Aspen Dental. It's just go in with zero expectations and just try to make it through without my blood pressure spiking. So now I got to go back in a week, and we're going to do wax try-ins and all this BS, and then go back.